What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American Politics, back in with a new video. And today it is time we have a two-parter, aka two videos kind of into one, because this topic is so similar that I believe personally it is just unfair to you guys to make two separate videos. So we're going to combine these two topics into one video. And it's on the recent news about Biden confirming, Robert Califf, I think that's how you say his name, as FDA commissioner. Now, before I forget, look this guy up. This guy is one of the worst people you'll ever meet. Flat out, you could blame him for the opioid epidemic. He did nothing. In fact, you can look at who's funding him. That explains a lot. But the point is, this guy got in. And when I first read this, I thought, okay, it must have happened, 49 Democrats, voted in favor of, this clown. And maybe like Susan Collins from Maine probably voted in favor of them. Or something like that. Something similar. Well, this entire voting situation proves to me why A, the GOP needs to be burnt to the ground, and B, why direct elections for senators are the biggest mistake that we've ever done in the last 100 years. I quickly had to, save myself from that one. Don't sue me. But you get the point. And I'm going to show you why. So, it's way worse than I thought. The final vote was 50-46. 50-46. Okay, I thought, okay. That must mean a couple of Republicans, weren't there. They didn't even vote. They didn't care. No. It's way worse. This may be the dumbest vote I've ever seen. 5 Republicans, including one who voted present. Who is it? Where is he? This clown up here somewhere. Mike Rounds, of course. They voted in favor of a Democrat nominee. In favor. And by the way, these guys aren't in like Susan Collins states. Like, Collins, sure. Maybe that's the only one that's somewhat reasonable. Fine. But Roy Blunt in Missouri, one of the most Republican states in the country, voted in favor of this. Murkowski, one of the most Republican states in the country. Mitt Romney, he's in Utah. Do I have to say any more? And then you got Pat Toomey, but guess what? He's in a Republican trending seat. But here's the thing, though. Notice a trend with him. Roy Blunt, he's retiring. Susan Collins, fine. That's the only one that's half a brain, fine, whatever. Murkowski, she's probably done. She's gained primary now. Well, the dumb election system they got in Alaska, she's done, most likely. Pat Toomey, retiring. Mitt Romney, he's done, all right? Even in Utah, the Mormons hate this guy now. And this proves my point why direct election senators suck. Because you can never recall these bastards. You can't do jack shit. They sit there for 6 years and they just do whatever they want. I mean, guys, Roy Blunt could have announced one day after the 2016 elections that, I'm not running in 2022. So he could have voted however the fuck he wanted. He could have gave the middle finger to the entire state of Missouri, voted a bill that could have, essentially wiped Missouri off the map. He would vote for it. This is how spineless a lot of these Republicans are. But guess what? I was shocked. Some Democrats voted against it. Manchin, Blum, that clown is just, that guy's a nutcase. Markey, Hassan, and Bernie Sanders. I was stunned by this. I was like, what Twilight Zone is this that Bernie Sanders and Joe Manchin are voting similar? Well, the reasoning actually is good. You go down here, alright? Where is it? Right here. People like Joe Manchin disapprove of the pick, mostly because of the opioid epidemic. If you don't know, the opioid epidemic, this clown did basically nothing during it. He sat on his ass, got a paycheck by a certain company, and did nothing. One of the modern travesties of this country. He did nothing. So their reasoning of voting against him was actually sane. The rest of these clowns, though, what the fuck is wrong with you? What reason do you have to vote for him? What? You know you're gone, so you just be the Democrats you are. I mean, these clowns are all Democrats in hiding. Let's be real here. Every single one of these losers have a voting record closer to being a Democrat than they are to ever a Republican. I mean, I think Mitt Romney votes with Biden like half the time. Toomey, similar deal. Roy Blunt, like 80% of the time. What? But at the same time, during the Trump presidency, Joe Manchin, in one of the most Republican states in the country, voted against Trump like, I think like 50-50? Seriously? This is the Republican Party? But again, this isn't the Republican Party's entirety fault. All these clowns either retire or build up such a machine in their state that they can't do jack shit. Nobody can primary him. Well, I'm proposing we stop this horseshit for both parties, because I think both sides of the argument are starting to realize direct elections of senators, fuck that. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a history lesson before I forget. The Senate was never supposed to represent the people, well, directly. I know that may sound elitist. That may sound, like establishment shill. It's true. The Senate was always there to represent the states. That's why the state legislators were the ones to pick the senators, not the people. The people voted for the state legislators, who then would vote on behalf of the state for the Senate. And they could recall anybody. They could recall the guy after one bad vote. That's why back then, for years, there was some corruption, not gonna lie, but back then they actually, had values. They had a spine. They actually had skin in the game. Because they knew at any time they could be snatched from Washington and essentially beat up. And, I mean, that is why the direct elections of senators was a scam. And for the Republicans saying, oh, we can't do that, that's too hard, that's too mean to do that. Well, if you want to win elections, this is the best way to do it. This is 2022 state control of each state legislator. Red means they control both houses or chambers of state legislature. Yellow means they have one of the chambers. Yeah, Nebraska, just ignore it. The bullshit nonpartisan stuff. It's like 80% Republican. But you get the point. Then look at all of these seats. And let's look at this. All right, let's just go through this for a second. If Republicans want to win an easy Senate majority like they quote-unquote want to, look at this. If we just quickly go over this, like, remember, they own Michigan state legislators, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Ohio, all of this. Let's just say they get all of this, right? Let's say that happens. Boom. 60 votes. Right there alone. That's not including New Hampshire. Not including a seat in Minnesota, a seat in Virginia. So, if Republicans could potentially have upwards of 64 Senate seats, why don't they want it? Why does the establishment fear this? One reason, because they lose power. The Senate would delegate essentially to the states. Like, hey, the states could recall these motherfuckers anytime. I mean, guys, why are Republicans against this idea? I mean, I'm pretty sure this is almost a filibuster-proof majority. I think it is, actually. And this is not including states like Nevada that's probably going to trend a bit Republican. You may get Minnesota's other state legislator. You may get Maine's in the future. You start doing some math. This is a winning strategy. You may get both Nevadas. Again, may not happen. But you start doing some math, and all of a sudden, you got a supermajority. Just by winning state legislative elections. Why does the GOP or Republicans don't want this? Again, because they lose power. Neither party wants this because of, not because they give a shit about the people. No. Because they lose power. If they lose power, they don't want it. I mean, seriously, what would happen to Roy Blunt if he voted like this all the time? He would immediately get recalled and told to fuck off. That's why this direct elections of senators was the biggest mistake we've ever done the past 100 years. Again, don't take it out of context, because trust me, there's been bad stuff in America. But I mean, this is common sense. If Republicans truly want to win, get a Senate filibuster-proof majority in the future, why wouldn't they support this? I mean, this is just a fair deal. Hey, you love democracy so much, you should love, the state representative that represents a small community. you would approve this because, you know, it's more democratic. More people can get involved directly. Not this crap of, oh, we're going to spend, you know, like $200 million to win the Georgia Senate race. I don't want that. I want elections to be truly statewide, you know, local again. Not this federal elections in frickin' Arizona from people donating from New York crap. I am sick and tired of it. And this solution, while it is a little bit broad, not, you know, the perfect solution, I still think there should be some kind of referendum system just in case. This is the best solution. It's a fair solution with, hey, if you actually want to win Senate races, you have to focus locally. You can't just be like, oh, I want to be a pro-choice Republican in the, you know, the rural parts of Kansas. No. You're going to get absolutely shredded at that point. I mean, this would make state legislative elections way more important than they currently are. And this is just a simple change. Now, again, it's probably not going to happen. Let's be real here. But if it was to happen, look at this map. Doing nothing. The Republicans gain essentially a filibuster-proof majority in the Senate forever. And even if Texas and, like, Georgia flips, Republicans still have it. I mean, look at this. They still got 60. So, I don't understand why Republicans are against this, or even either party. I mean, if Democrats care about the people so much, they would actually try to win these rural districts again, right? Force them to become more modern, more working class again. To force Republicans, they can't just get a filibuster-proof majority. It's a fair deal. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this type of video. If you did, smash the like button down below. Hit that little bell. And, yes, I screwed that up. Dear God. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed to all of you.